Hello, my name is Kathy, and today I'll be continuing the discussion on Bach Flower Essences with Larch. But before I do this, I wanted to let you know that because I have a great many videos now on many different topics, that I've decided to make several different video playlists, so that it's easier to find the videos of greatest interest. So please check out my playlist page. When trying to determine which Bach flower essence to use, it's necessary to understand the characteristics and symptoms of the essence from a psychological position. This is because the Bach flower essences work on the subtle bodies of the human subtle anatomy. For healing to take place, you need to look at the situation from this different level. So, what are the characteristics of Larch? Larch is the Bach flower essence for people who lack self-confidence. Larch is used as the basic treatment for people who lack self-confidence and have problems with self-worth. There is also a tendency towards unnecessarily self-denial and an inclination to give up hastily. This Bach flower essence is used to treat all pathological conditions related to a lack of self-confidence or feelings of inferiority in a person. In daily life, it is used to treat shyness and timidity. Larch syndrome is found when you have someone that is easily influenced by others, and they have a defensive attitude with a natural modesty. When harmoniously developed, the Larch type has an instinctive knowledge of the relative nature of all values and has a loving respect for all people. It would never occur to these people to overestimate their abilities and knowledge or to think of themselves as being above others. Their sensitive wisdom and need for the truth make it impossible for them to be caught in brazen boasting. In order to deal with obligations that they cannot fulfill, or to take on projects that are beyond their capabilities, you find their unaffected, honest modesty shining forth, which stems from a clever insight into reality. The security of these people, which comes from a realistic awareness of their abilities, plus their friendly manner in dealing with others, make them very popular. They don't know failure because they always keep their sense of proportion and so never puts on more of their work list than they are capable of handling. When unfavorably developed, however, the Larch type's natural self-critical modesty can turn into a false self-belittling and a lack of appreciation for themselves. Or it can manifest as a form of self-deception that can become a complex tangle of ungrounded fears, fantasies, self-condemnation, and validations, generally known as an inferiority complex. The Larch type loses the ability to judge themselves clearly and rationally. They don't trust themselves and yet will trust others too much. These people will tend to shy away from more daunting projects out of fear, and so end up avoiding situations that might put them into competition with others. The Larch type is convinced that they are not good enough, attractive enough, intelligent enough, or strong enough. They often give up an undertaking well before the thing has begun. These people embarrass easily and tend to shy away from other people. This can happen to anyone, of course, that experiences a serious failure who is under the pressure of intense competition. While many will give up only temporarily, however, the Larch type will remain dejected for a longer period of time. And the bad posture that is prevalent with the Larch type is often a dead giveaway to others that they are down on themselves. Larch syndrome can often lead to spinal problems. The Bach flower essence of Larch is the essence to use for self-confidence. It minimizes inferiority complexes and promotes a feeling of security that arises within and is not dependent on the approval of others. It is often recommended for sensitive children who find themselves in a harsh, uncaring environment, or who must grow up in surroundings outside their own social class. Larch also promotes the development of special talents that are somewhat unusual and often considered to be useless. In conjunction with psychotherapy that is designed to strengthen the personality, it can help with long-term treatments geared to affect changes in the back or spine. As a rule, modesty is rightly considered a virtue, but modesty does not mean self-denial and excessive self-restraint. It means knowing our limits and taking only that to which we are entitled, no more and no less. People with a natural modesty guard themselves from excess as much as from unnecessary denial. They intuitively know that too much or too little not only makes a proper order in our world impossible, but also makes the Larch type unhappy. Our inner spirit reacts with frustration, pain, or suffering if everything is not as it should be. This is quite clear in people with the Larch mentality, who could be described as having a false modesty. They are frustrated or unhappy because they have no faith in their own abilities, and because they unnecessarily pass up chances and opportunities when they arise. These people are timid and shy, and so they pull back from many potentially useful opportunities that could strengthen their feeling of self-worth. In trying to protect themselves from failure, they also rule out any chance of success. It is important that they remember that you cannot win if you do not try. Larch types tend to be unique, special individuals as a rule, but they are also readily influenced by others because they easily allow their own special talents to come into conflict with the status quo. When under the influence of very assured people, the Larch type can lose their self-confidence and their feelings of self-worth. Parents and teachers can play an especially damaging role if they lack insight into the relative nature of all things and the need for healthy and appropriate self-criticism. If an authority figure sets down their opinions as a universally binding law to a child who may be of a different nature than they are, they can cause the child to feel worthless. The moral realignment or restoration of the Larch type must always keep the body in mind. The spine is one of the most important areas that affects and is affected by self-assurance. The belief that we are inferior or unable to do something prevents an upright posture. And likewise, a healthy sense of self-confidence is impossible with a crooked back. An appropriate measure of physical awareness can also help support the psychic process. It also can be noticed that many seemingly self-confident individuals, especially family members, friends, therapists, or notorious helpers, build up their own sense of worth at the expense of the weak personality of the Larch type. Some common combinations of Larch with other Bach Flower Essences are as follows. Combined with crabapple, it helps with feelings of impurity and self-loathing. Combined with elm, it helps with sudden loss of self-confidence. Combined with gentian, it helps with a weak will and a lack of self-assurance. Combined with hornbeam, it helps with feelings of stress and overwork due to a lack of self-confidence. Combined with mimulus, it helps with anxiety due to a lack of self-worth. Combined with olive, it helps with self-doubt due to exhaustion. Combined with pine, it helps with feelings of moral inferiority. Combined with rock water, it helps with feelings of inferiority from idealistic demands placed on oneself. Combined with Star of Bethlehem, it helps with a loss of self-confidence due to mental or emotional trauma. Combined with walnut, it helps with being very impressionable due to a lack of self-esteem. Combined with water violet, it helps with human contact problems due to feelings of inferiority. Combined with wild oat, it helps with lack of direction due to a lack of self-confidence. Combined with wild rose, it helps with a lack of drive due to a lack of self-assurance. I have a great many videos now on many different topics, and so I've decided to make several different video playlists so that it's easier to find the videos of greatest interest. So please check out my playlist page. Well, that's it for now. To stay up to date with my latest videos, make sure to subscribe to this free YouTube channel by clicking the red subscribe button right below this video. Take care.